Hello, hello everyone. Let me see if I can get this chat up in my window. Hello, everyone. Uh-oh, where's that coming from? I've got an echo. I got to see where that's coming from. Okay, I think I found it. We had an issue with the Facebook. Facebook is difficult when it comes to sharing. They don't like to share out to other streaming resources. And I've worked on this all week. I thought I had it down, but it's for some reason there's just one group that I am in charge of that will not cooperate, and that's the iPlanner group. So I put a message in there. I'm hoping everybody catches it, and I put it with a link to view the webinar here in YouTube. So I hope that everybody found it. I see Pamela's here. Hey, Pamela, how are you? Let's see. Trisha's here. Hi, Trisha. And Sharon. Are you all ready to plan your best year ever? I'm telling you, you're going to love this. This is so simple, and I've been doing it year after year, and it's evolved, and I get better and better at it. And it's just really and it's so easy. When you get done with this webinar, you're going to go, wow, that is just too simple. So just a couple things that I want to talk about before we get rolling. If you're streaming from the iPhone or the iPad, I found that was a little laggy. So that's to be expected. That's kind of normal. I don't know why. Also, I want to apologize that we skipped iDay this year. I was rolling out the iPlanners and I was right on schedule. And then I found a whole new way to render the iPlanners. And I was about 3/4 of the way done. I was midway into it and into coding. And then I found this new way, and I thought, this can't wait till next year. I can't wait till 2024 iPlanners to do this. So I literally archived everything that I'd been working on all year, and I started from the ground up and redid the iPlanners. And now the iPlanners are less than 3 megabytes. Not that they were a problem before. They were big. Some of them were close to 100 megabytes. They never had a lagging problem or crashing or anything like that. But, I'm one of these people that I'm always looking for bigger and better. And when I found this new system of coding and rendering these planners, I had to start over. And so I think I rolled them out about 10 days later than I normally do. And so iDay just had to be skipped. So that's why we're doing this, because I really couldn't close out the year without being with my iPlanner family. And if anybody that's new here, anybody that has never heard of me before or heard of the iPlanner, put it in the chat. Let me know if you're a newbie. And if you are, welcome. My name is Sandy Cruz, and I am a planning expert, a digital planner and product designer, a YouTuber, and so much more. And welcome to, with all the love in my heart, to my iPlanner family for being here. Okay, let's get moving. All right, if you have any questions at the end or after the webinar's over, feel free to email me, sandy@heysandycruz.com. And also stay tuned to the end, because I have an offer and I also have a gift, and it's a pretty cool gift. So, but you have to stay till the end for it. All right, this workshop is for you if you find it difficult to keep track of all your to-dos. You feel scattered and overwhelmed, like you're missing deadlines and dropping the ball a lot. You feel so stuck working in your planner and not on your to-dos. And I'm here to testify that was me. Oh, I need to move my slides over. There we go. Sorry. Too many moving parts here in front of me. Can everybody see and hear me good? Hi, Vivian. So you guys must be hearing me okay because she just answered one of my questions. Okay, great. And you can see my slides. I tell you, you would not believe what my main screen looks like right now. It's it's a disaster, but I know what I'm doing here, I think. All right, so now you can see my slides. All right, so you wish that you could find a productive and organized system that works for you, and you wish that you can enjoy planned activities, events, and life versus getting stuck in the day to day. What you're going to learn today, and the reason I'm doing slides, which I don't normally do slides, I wing it. And the reason I'm doing slides is because I have this tendency to get sidetracked and, I'll stay here till tomorrow morning yakking. So that's why I'm using slides to keep me on track. All right, so what you're going to learn today. First of all, you're going to learn my 6-step system to hit your biggest goals. And my 6 steps, and you don't have to write this down because we're going to hit every one of them in this webinar. Okay, step number 1 is reflect it. 2 is clean it. 3 is dream it. 4 is do it. 5 is plan it. And 6 is the best part. It is enjoy it. And I almost get filled up with tears when I think about that part because it really does work. The system works. Okay, let's see. I lost my chat. I want to keep an eye on you guys. Make sure you're still here. Alrighty. All right. Number 2, you're going to learn how to create a central hub for your tasks quickly and easily. And number 3, you're going to learn how to simplify your project workflow using a planner system. And you're never going to miss a step again. Oop, I keep going backwards. All right, so before we dive in, I'm going to share my story with you so that you know how I got here and why and how I learned everything that I'm sharing with you today. Okay, like many of you, and you can go ahead and raise your hand or say something in the chat if this was you. I found it hard to balance being productive and a creative planner lugging around all the stuff, but I loved all the stuff. I had to have it. I mean, planning just wasn't any fun without the stuff. I had markers, highlighters, pens, paint, scissors, sticky notes, notebooks, and more. For a while, I was able to get around, lugging the stuff, and I got by somewhat. But I spent more time organizing the stuff than I spent doing my to-dos or organizing my to-dos. I was a hot mess. I didn't plan enough and I wasn't prepared. And that's a scary feeling when you have events and deadlines and you come and you're getting close to them and you're not prepared. I mean, overwhelm wreaks havoc on my body. Over the years, it's just wore me out because I do a lot and I do it solo. I had no control. I had no centralized planning system and no control over my goals, my plans. I was just winging it. I was using random notebooks and planners. I was stressed out, overwhelmed, frustrated, and I wasn't hitting my goals. I mean, I somewhat was successful, and I thought that was to be expected. Then the iPad happened. I swore I'd never go back to paper again, and I didn't. I figured out how to make digital planning on the iPad work for me, and I designed the first digital planner ever, and it was named the iPlanner. And when I did this is what happened. I actually felt like I had control of my plans. I was planning instead of finding ways to lug around and find new ways to carry my stuff. And, I was always shopping for that great, wonderful bag to carry my stuff. And I was shopping for better markers and more color pencils and cute notes and things like that. And I wasn't really getting ahead of my plans and my goals and my tasks. And when I had the iPlanner set up and running, and I also had to talk to developers that had note-taking apps on the iPad, and I didn't want to compromise losing all the stuff. I wanted to still be able to have the stuff, the colors, the neat, the cute. So after, all was said and done, the iPlanner is on my iPad. I'm using it. I got one of the developers from Goodnotes actually did what I asked him to do. And then things started running smoothly for me. I was getting things done. And I wake up now every day knowing exactly what I need to do each day. And you're going to also after this webinar. All right, so my digital planning doubles my productivity year after year, and I'm excited to share that with you. Imagine the feeling, peace of mind, knowing that what your goals are and when they're going to be carried out. You'll be able to work on your goals and not just wishing them or thinking about them or hoping someday maybe. And you'll have more freedom to live and do the fun stuff. All right, so this is step number 1. We're going to get right into it now, okay? Did everybody download or open up their planner to the goals page? Because we're going to be using that page in these next few slides because we're going to have action steps. You're going to be working in this webinar. So if I sent you a download with the goal planning page if you don't have the iPlanner, but if you have the iPlanner, open it up to your goals because we're going to get rocking and rolling. Okay, the email that I sent out when you signed up, Vivian. Hey, Vivian. You can use a piece of paper for this, so don't panic, don't worry about it, and you can always go back and download the handout. So the handout, and I'll show you what's in the handout here in the next few slides. But if you're an iPlanner user, open up your iPad to the goals page and bookmark it because we're going to be using that page here in a minute. All right. So the first step is you're going to reflect. You're going to take a step back before you go forward. You want to reflect on 2022. You're going to see what you tried to do, what you thought about doing, any notes that you took, anything any wish list, any bucket list. You're going to look back, and I want you to see what you still want to accomplish that you would like to carry over to 2023. And then I also want you to look back and find a few wins because that's going to motivate you. That's going to keep you going in 2023. So look for a couple wins and then also look back at what you would like to carry into 2023 that didn't exactly get done in 2022. All right, so what's going to happen when we advance to the next slide? A timer is going to start, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I'm going to sip my tea during that 5 minutes, and you're going to do that reflection. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do it. Let me go ahead and advance the slide. All right, so look back on your year as a whole and celebrate your accomplishments because those are wins. Those are things that are going to motivate you in 2023. And I do this every year, and it's powerful. All right, so I will see you back here in 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay, can everybody still hear me? I just realized that the Facebook group is with us now. There might be a little bit more of a delay with the Facebook group than the YouTube channel. But they're here, and there was actually some comments. Okay. Can everybody hear me? If somebody could just tell me if you can hear me. I want to make sure that I came back the right way. So many moving parts. Okay, great. Thank you, Vivian. Okay, so like I was saying, the Facebook group is with us now. They've joined us, so I have to toggle between the two chats. But let me go ahead and see what the comments are over there. I see Gail Palmer. She says, I'm new. Welcome, Gail. I'm glad that you're here. You're going to learn some amazing things. Thank you, Yardra. You're so precious. Thank you. You always have so many good compliments. Hey, Teresa. I'm so glad you're looking forward to this. Okay, I'm going to be toggling back and forth. Feel free to put your questions and comments in the chat, because as you guys are working on your goal planning, I'm going to be toggling back and forth and answering questions. Vivian said something about not being able to download the goals page, and I'll look at that after the webinar and see if I can get that sent back out. Okay, so let's move on to step number 2. Step number 2 is clean it. This is where we want to delete and archive. What I do at the end of every year, because my Goodnotes is a disaster because I'm constantly testing things, especially at the end of the year. I put out 30 planners this year. And, every time there's a problem with one of them, I have to delete that one and bring in the updated one that works and test that one again. So, they're constantly revolving, and every now and then I'll forget to delete one, and then, I have several copies of the same thing. And so, yeah, my iPlanner gets pretty messed up. And then, I test other things and try out things. And so, and I get a lot of ideas too. So I start folders, I start documents, I open up new things all the time inside my Goodnotes, and they never amount to anything. So at the end of the year, I have to go and clean that all up. A lot of things get trashed, but some things I'm just not quite sure about. So what I do is I make a folder, and I call it Archive 2022, whatever year it is. And I throw everything in there, and I know that one day, if I have any idle time, I can go through it. Or if there's something I think of and think back, you know what? I had something that gave me that idea, or that I was looking at in that area, and then I can go back. So trash it if you don't think you're going to use it, if you think you might go back, if you think you might need it, or if you just want to just file it away. Get an archive or more than one archive folder going. And that way, when you start out in 2023, you've got a nice clean slate and you can start fresh. There's nothing better than that fresh, clean feeling, and that new beginning. All right, so we're going to take another 5-minute break, or working active step for you guys. And what you're going to do is you're going to start the process of deleting some things, setting up your archive folder. You probably won't be able to get it done during this 5 minutes, but the fact that you've started means you will finish. You won't procrastinate. You won't say, well, I'm going to start doing that next week, because you have already started it. So be sure that you do this step. All right, let me go ahead and go to the next screen. And here we've got our timer. So you're going to delete old files and notebooks that you're never going to use. And then you're going to create an archive folder or folders for old digital planners and notebooks. All right, and I am going to see you back here in 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay, everyone, that's time. Pencils down. um, so are we moving right along? Are we following so far? I noticed a few more people hopped on. Hey, Carolyn, Marilyn. Are you guys sisters or mother and daughter? I noticed both of you are in the iBible class. Thanks, Yardra. Alrighty. Okay, keep the comments coming. I can read and I can also respond during the action step time. Let me look over in the YouTube and see. Okay, everybody can hear me okay? Are we moving right along? Okay, this is going to get fun now. Let me switch my screen and turn on transition. Okay, step number 3. You're going to figure out your big goals and your small goals. And this is the dream it. It's not the time that you plan it. It's not the time you wonder how you're going to do it or how you're going to pay for it or, when. That's not the time to do it. This is the time to throw it all out there. Now, what you can see here on my screen is the 2-year goal planner, and it comes with every planner. Every iPlanner has this in it, according to the theme, whatever theme you're using. And I didn't see anybody say if they can hear me, but I think you can. I think I would know by now if somebody couldn't hear me. Let me just look over at the Facebook group real quick. Okay, Marilyn, you're twins. Wonderful. That is amazing. I see your names popping up in different places, and I've always wondered that. Okay, so I guess everybody can hear me because she just answered my question. All right, so you're looking here at the 2 years at a glance, and I've talked about this in videos before, but never in this detail. So what you're going to do in this next lesson or this next action step is you're going to throw out in 2024 on that side, you're going to throw it all out. Those things that you came across in the first step that when you reflected, you're going to throw those out there. Those things that didn't quite get done or those things that you've been thinking about, just whatever. You're going to throw those out here. You're also going to, anything that pops into your mind, just start thinking about what you'd like to accomplish this year. Things that you might have been thinking about over the years, but just haven't gotten around to yet or hadn't figured out how to do it yet. Throw them out there. Like I said, this isn't the time to figure out how you're going to do it or, what the steps are or, what it's going to cost, anything like that. Just put it there. Just put it out there. The next thing you're going to do once, you've got it all out of your head, what you're going to do next is you're going to start taking the things that you've put on this side and you're going to move them over to this side. And you're going to start to be a little more strategic and realistic at this point. But still, you're still not trying to figure out how. More or less, you're trying to fit it together like a puzzle. So you might move one thing to January, and then one thing might be climate focused. So you might have to move it to the summer or the fall or the winter. And then once you get it over there and you start filling up your year, you can still move things around and tweak it. So this is like a worksheet for you to just, you have this bird's eye view of everything that was in here and it's now, in your focus. So that's what this step is all about. And this, by the way, is number 3 is my favorite other than the enjoy it part. Of course, who wouldn't love that part? But yeah, so that's this next step. And why do we do this step? Because we have to know what we're working towards. That's our incentive. We our action steps need to be focused on our outcome, or what our goal is. You want to know that the tasks that you're working on are aligned with your goals, because sometimes we need to throw some of those things away that we're doing because they're not serving us really. You want to be able to track and progress and readjust if necessary, because life happens. You may have had it all planned out for this month, but somebody might have gotten sick, or something may have been delayed, with things in the shortages that we've been experiencing, things like that. So once you have everything all planned out like this, then you can track stuff. You can see if you're on time, if you're on track, if you're on focus, and if you need to readjust. And that is how you can still manage to accomplish what you've planned out for the year. All right, so we're going to take another 5 minutes. This is the last action step, but it's not the last step. We're going to talk about the next steps, but we're not going to do them in the rest of the webinar, because this is going to be stuff where you're going to need that quiet time and that focus by yourself to do. But you've got the ball rolling, and I want to hear in the chat if this has moved the needle forward for you somewhat for 2023. Are you feeling good about it? All right, I'm going to advance to the next slide. And I want you to write down what needs to get done this year, and write down what you'd like to get done this year, and do it just like I explained with your goal planner. And if you don't have the goal planner, just go ahead and take a piece of paper and just draw a line in the center, put the years on each side, and work from there. All right, you've got 4 minutes and approximately 35 seconds. And I will be right back. Okay, how's everybody doing? Are you starting to get really excited about next year? Is it starting to kind of feel like, things are going to work out and you're going to get all your stuff done? Getting your heart and your mind at ease. I love planning for the upcoming year. I really love doing it. Let me know your feelings, how it's going so far. We're getting ready. We're halfway there. We're starting step number 4 now. And step number 4 is easy. Well, it's not anything that you're going to physically be doing. It's up here. It's changing your mind. You have to shift your mind. And you have to shift your mind that slowing down helps you to speed up. And I'm going to explain that to you a little bit better. Whoops, where did my slide go? Oh no. There we go. That scared me. I thought I was missing a slide and then I'd be all thrown off my game. All right, so taking time to plan. A lot of people, I've heard it over the years so much because I've been a planner since the 3rd grade. And, I hear it all the time that people don't have time to plan. They can't take time to sit down and plan something out or, make their lists. So they just kind of wing it because they don't have 5 minutes to spare. But if you don't take the time to plan, then, you've got all these balls in the air and you're constantly stressed and you're constantly trying to figure out how you're going to get it all done, and you're missing out. You're missing out on extra time because when you plan, you gain time. And I know it sounds counterintuitive. And I actually used an example here about steering a sailboat is counterintuitive because you have to push the tiller in the opposite way that you want to go. So, and that just speaks to me for planning as well, because if you want to get more done, if you want to have more time, if you want to enjoy life, period, more, you've got to plan. You've got to take the time to do that, and you gain time by taking that time. So that's what I mean about, stepping back to move forward. So, we're not going to have an action step on this, but I am going to move on to the next step, because step number 4 is just basically getting it in your head that you're doing a good thing by planning. Shift your mind, shift your brain, that planning has got to be done. In fact, mark in your planner when you're going to plan. I plan an hour once a month and 10 minutes every day, an hour once a week. And I really don't plan once a month. I do my weeklies and then my dailies. And dailies, all you do is really reflect on the day that just ended and the new day that's coming up. All right, so change your mind about this. This is a really important step. That's step number 4. All right, so step number 5, it's a big one. This is when you're going to plan it. So I want you to think about this for a minute. You put everything on your 2023 side that you could fit, that looked realistic to you. And what you're going to do now is you're going to take that over to your monthly. So all the iPlanners come with a monthly spread, 12 monthly spreads, one for each month. And then there's a column to the left of the monthly spread on every page. And you're going to put on that page one of those tasks that you put, or one of those goals that you put underneath the month. So remember, on the goal sheet, you had every month of the year. So go over to, let's say, January, and lasso what you put down for January, copy it, go over to the January spread, and paste it. And I'm just going to double check in the chat before I go any further and make sure. Okay. I just want to make sure that nobody's trying to speak to me and everything's good. Okay, good. Okay. So what you're going to be looking at when you do this, now I want you to just visualize for a minute. What you're doing is you're isolating one goal. You've got this blank page. It's totally empty. There's nothing on it yet. and you put this one goal down. And when you're doing step number 5, that's all you're focusing on. You don't have all these sticky notes scattered all over your desk. You don't have all these notebooks opened up. You don't have to run down to the refrigerator and grab a bunch of things that were on the calendar and whatnot. You don't have to go through your purse. You've got this one goal, and that's all you're looking at on this empty page. And then your mind is just going to start flowing. What you're going to do next is you're going to start jotting down, throwing out all the steps that it's going to take. You don't have to put them in order yet. Just put down everything that you're going to need to accomplish in order to do this goal or reach this goal. So every little task needs to be put down. You might find that you put down one task and you can't do that task until you do 3 other little ones. So once you get it all put down, you're going to be throwing some more down there, and you're also going to be moving it around, and you're going to get it all organized. Once you have it all organized in that one column, that's when you're going to start moving it over to the big calendar, to the month. And you're going to start stretching it out onto your days. Of course, you know which days you're working. You know which days, you have other responsibilities and engagements and birthdays and things like that. And so you're going to weave this goal in all of that. And so this is something that I suggest you light a candle and you fix a cup of tea and maybe put on some music and just throw it all out there, everything that it takes. You're not thinking about your other goals because they're not under your nose. They're not in your eye focus. You're just thinking about just this one goal. Does that sound reasonable and simple? It's really a fun event. It really is. And you're going to be very surprised once you start doing this. The minute you sit down and start doing this, how easy it's just all going to flow. And you're actually going to feel like when it's over, like it's accomplished already. You're going to feel halfway there because that is half the battle. Agreed? Tell me in the chat if you agree. And I'm going to peek over here at the chat. Okay, the Facebook group is still with us and commenting. It looks like the Facebook group is about 6 seconds behind the YouTube group, and I'm about 12 seconds behind everybody. It's very confusing. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. I'm getting a little hoarse. Forgive me. All right, so your to-do for this is to plan out projects ahead of time in detail. So that's exactly what you're going to be doing. Once you move that goal over and you start listing everything that it's going to take to accomplish that, and then you start moving, scheduling it. Because once you move it over to your calendar, it's on the books. It's going to get done. Breaking down these projects into small actionable steps. So don't put too much on a day. Just put, a couple little steps, and you'll find that you'll get up in the morning. You're going to know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to finish those steps, and then the rest of the day is yours. Can you just imagine that? I love that part. All right, so step number 6, like I said in the beginning, the very beginning of this, is enjoying it. Just like I said, you get up in the morning, you do those little actionable steps that you scheduled out for yourself, and then you enjoy the rest of your day. It's yours. It belongs to you. You can do whatever you want. You can grab a few extra steps from the next day and then have an entire day off the day after. So don't overload your days. Just, put just a few actionable steps to where, they're spaced out and balanced out throughout the month nicely. And it really does work, guys. Take it from me. All right, so let's recap. Here's all the ways that you're going to save time. You're going to eliminate tasks that aren't helping your goals. You're going to start seeing where you're wasting time. You're going to wake up knowing exactly what to do each day. You're going to template everything. So what I mean by that, and that's a really important step, when you find that you do things repeatedly, maybe not for the same person or in the same place, but you're doing it, repeatedly. So let's just say 4 times a month you have to go and volunteer at this one place. But in order to prepare for that, you have to do this, 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 and this. So once you plan that out, it's already planned. So every time you have to do it, it's already planned. You don't have to sit down and plan it again. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So you won't reinvent the wheel each time that you repeat a project. You just go back to that project or, label it template. And then every time you have to repeat that or every time you're planning that, rather than have to sit down and take that time to plan it, all you have to do is just move it. Here's where this is why you're going to be able to experience moving forward. You won't feel so stuck working in your planner. Instead, you'll be actually working on your to-dos. You'll be more strategic and execution will be stronger, and you'll pre-plan projects. And I'm here to tell you, doing this gets better and better. You enjoy it more and more, and it gets easier and easier. It really does. You come to expect the results, and and it's almost a no-brainer anymore. It's almost like, you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth. It's just one of those things. And it does get easier. It gets easier, it evolves, it gets better. And, and then you have all the tools in front of you to do it. It's time to take control of your life and hit your biggest goals without feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Like I mentioned before, overwhelm is a killer. It kills me. And I can't even function when I'm overwhelmed. I can't think. I can't remember how to do anything. I don't know where to go or what to click on. I've been driving and overwhelmed before and didn't even know where I was going. It's something that affects me really bad. Okay, so I have a tool that's going to make planning so much easier, and we've already talked about it. Introducing the iPlanner digital planner. Getting organized and leveling up your life and your tasks and your goals. The iPlanner is available in 4 themes: Amelia, Charlotte, Jaden, and Quinn. Each theme is a different color theme. So Amelia is a russet brown and strong gold. Charlotte is fruity and bright. It's got a Monday and a Sunday start, and so does Amelia. Jaden only has a Sunday start, and it's a minimalistic black and gray. And then Quinn is a breezy blue and navy, and it only comes in a Sunday start. Each theme's available in 5 layouts, and I'm going to show you these layouts up close. So every theme, every planner comes in a daily. They're available in a daily. And the daily has your day with timestamps all along the left, and you've got a task section. My favorite section is the contact section because, we talk to people every day, all day, and I like to jot down when I talk to them. Sometimes you pay in a bill and they give you a confirmation number. All that information, any phone numbers they give me, any messages that are relayed, go here. And then, I'll put it where it belongs in my planner, but I like to keep it there because it's documented for that day. And then of course you have anything you want to do over here. Anything goes. You can do anything over here. You can journal every day on the right side because it's just, it's a clean slate of just lines. And then the daily weekly, similar to the daily, except for on the right, you have your upcoming week view. So I like this because, I have a bird's eye view of my week. And what I do is as the week progresses, I lasso and move it over. And as I'm checking things off, I can see right there what I've already accomplished for the week. So it might be Wednesday, but I have a view of what I did already and is done and checked off for Monday and Tuesday. The horizontal, and this is also a weekly planner. So you've got Monday through Monday through Sunday on one page. And then you've got a little bit of notes area on the page. And this is where you're planning horizontally. And then there's a weekly vertical. The weekly vertical is, of course, planning vertically. So for those of you that like to see your week, all at a glance under your nose and lined up. And then, like I said, the Sunday and Monday starts have the mini calendar. If you get a Monday start, the mini cals start on Monday. If you get a Sunday start, the mini cals start on Sunday. But the weeks in all the planners always start on Monday. So you always have your weekends together. And the Sunday start, the Sunday and Monday starts, the 12 monthly layouts also start on those specific days as well. But that's the only thing the Sunday and Monday starts apply to, is the mini cals and the monthly layouts. I hope that made sense. That's one of the hardest things for me to explain to people when we're talking Sunday and Monday starts. And then we also have a weekly vertical with timestamps on it, and it's called the weekly vertical hourly. And I've actually kind of alternated the different themes as we were going through those layouts, so you can get a closer look of those. And what's included in the iPlanner, you get 8 custom covers, you get 8 bound covers, you get 8 spirals that are spiraled on the left, and then you get 8 that are spiraled on the right. I like to use them as dashboards inside my planners. And when I say spiral, since the iPlanner, let me go back real quick. Since the iPlanner has this spiral, and it's the signature spiral, the iPlanner has had this spiral since day one. And so, and they're always the same size. They're very consistent year after year. So you can be comfortable with moving from one year to the next without a lot of work or readjustment. So that's the spiral. And when I'm talking about the dashboards and covers, is you've got the bound covers and then you've got the spiral. The spiral literally overlays right over the spiral and looks like part of it. So if that makes sense. There's 12 monthly layouts. There's 12 monthly overviews, and I didn't put a sample of that in here. Sorry about that. There's 26 done for you templates. So like I talked about earlier, reinventing the wheel, you already have done for you templates, and you can duplicate them over and over and over again as many times as you need to. There's 8 custom tabs across the top. Let me go back. These tabs are blank. You can label them however you need to, and you can put behind them whatever you want. There's the 2 years at a glance, calendars, and then of course the goal planner. Depending on whether you get a daily or a weekly, there are anywhere from 3,000 to 10,000 coded hyperlinks. So it's real easy to just tap and go, tap and jump to navigate the iPlanner. It's even easier than a paper planner because you don't have to turn the page. You just hit a button and it jumps you right to that page that you want to go. All pages are outlined, and what I mean when I say that is that they're in Goodnotes. You can go to your index and you can go to the back, and they all have a bookmark. So you can scroll down and you can navigate that way too as well. And they're all labeled so you can see exactly every page that's in the planner. And there's so much more, but we would be here for hours if I were to tell you all the details and all the tips and tricks that you can do with the iPlanner. But I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, and I talk about it inside the iPlanner group. And there are other peers, iPlanner peers in there that are inspiring and helping each other. All right, so what you get if you use my system and the iPlanner, you get more money because you'll be more organized to make it or save it. You have less stress. True freedom comes from being organized, and you have accomplishment. You'll know your goals and you will hit them every time. And I just put this up here because we've already finished our Black Friday sale and our Cyber Monday sales, and the planners don't go on sale again until May, I believe. May is when they start getting discounted in 2023. So there's no discounts between now and May. However, because you're here, I have a special offer for you, and it's a fast action bonus. It's only good till midnight Friday. Yeah, tomorrow. So you will have to act fast. And it's 25% off. And the code when you check out is Goals 2023. So like I said, it ends December 16th. I put New York time because basically everybody knows what time it is usually in New York. And that's what it ends, midnight New York time, Eastern time. All right, and now here's the surprise. I know a lot of you that are watching already have your iPlanner, so there's something even special here for you. I've created a bonus freebie. It's a goal planner. So what's in the goal planner? If you're familiar with the iPlanner, you have a cover, and you have, you have the cover, and then you have the 2-year at a glance is the next page, and then you have the goals page, and then you have every monthly layout after the goals page. So that's all included, and then you have the 8 tabs. So it's a goal planner. There's no days in there. It's just for you to plan your goals. So any of you that are already using the iPlanner, you have all this already in the iPlanner. But if you want to isolate your goals, or just play around in it, this is something that I made free for everybody that attended the webinar and stayed till the end. So I'm going to put in the chat on the Facebook group and in the YouTube how to get to that. So just give me a minute to get to that. And does anybody have any questions? Any questions that before we wrap it up? I'm hunting that link. But if you've got any questions, put them in the chat so that I can talk to you a little bit before we leave. Let's see, link to free planner. I don't want to mess this up, so I'm going nice and slow. All right, so for the Facebook group, I just popped it into the Facebook group, and now I'm going to put it into the YouTube chat. And if anybody has any issues with it, just let me know. You can email me, again, sandy@heysandycruz.com. All right, let me see. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for being here. Sharon says, thank you for the webinar. Hey, Beverly, I didn't see you pop in. I missed you popping in. Let me see if I missed anybody. Sharon, Vivian, Pamela. Thanks, you guys, for being here. I enjoyed doing this. I really do. I couldn't end the year without having something interacting somehow with you guys. Thank you for being here, Teresa. Teresa says, thank you for spending time with us. I really love doing this. I wish I could do it more often. Marilyn agrees. Carolyn agrees. Those are the twins. Okay, you guys are so cool. And I'm seeing that it looks like the Facebook group is like really behind. They're still on a timer. I don't know what's happening over there. I'm going to have to watch the replay. Speaking of the replay, anybody that's still here, I'm going to email you the replay. You're going to get that. And you're also going to get my slide deck. So you can follow along. You can bring the slide deck actually into your Goodnotes. and you can scribble on it and make notes, because I want you to really get this system down. It sounds, like I said earlier, counterintuitive, but it works. I've been doing it for years, and it really, really does work. And it's simple. It's really, really simple. It starts, you start breaking things down, and it starts just getting so clear. The clarity that you're going to experience, and you're not carrying that around, and your brain isn't burdened with it all. Do you guys get that? Who is it that said? I think it was Alan. I can't remember his first name, but he wrote a book, and it's Getting Things Done, GTD system, and he calls it Mind Like Water. You get all that stuff out of your head, and it just seems like everything just kind of goes like this. So I'm going to stick around because Facebook group is behind us about, it looks like almost 2 minutes. So I'm going to see if any questions come into the group there. And then, so I'll also be here in the YouTube channel, on the YouTube channel. You're welcome, Vivian. You got it? Did you already go over and click the link and download? Hey, Julia, I didn't see you pop in. Thank you. I'm so glad you're enjoying what I'm teaching. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. It looks like everybody's still here. Everybody's stuck with me. Even though you have an iPlanner, you had to watch a presentation of the iPlanner. Although I have found that a lot of iPlanners don't realize what's in all the iPlanners. They just kind of open it up and start, they go to their day, and they don't realize there's a lot in there. Okay, let me look back over at the Facebook group and see if they need anything. You're welcome, Carolyn. Carolyn enjoyed the presentation. Marilyn learned a lot from the webinar. I'm so glad. That makes it all worth it, because I'm not even going to begin to tell you how many moving parts go into launching a webinar. A lot of moving parts, but they're fun. I enjoy them. And of course, they're planned. And I don't have to reinvent the wheel now from now on when I do one of these, because I'm going to template it. Okay, if there aren't any more questions or comments, you're welcome, Trisha. You're welcome. I'm glad you appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. I really do. It gives me incentive to want to do this more often. It really does. It helps me a lot. When I see your comments in the Facebook group, and when you're talking to each other, I might be too busy to chime in, but, I see them and I read them, and it inspires me. It motivates me to do things like this. So it really helps me a lot. Thank you, guys. All right. If there aren't any questions, and of course you can always get in touch with me. I'm everywhere. I'm in the Facebook group, and like I said, I'm on YouTube, and my email, sandy@heysandycruz.com. You can contact me that way. I love hearing from you guys. You're part of my family. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much, and I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed it. You have an outstanding rest of your day. Bye, everyone.